Mabuhay Pilipinas and hello to the rest of the world.
Welcome to your new companion in looking at the church, the world, and the society from the religious point of view. This is your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
Join us for a weekly dose of inspiration and information straight from the consecrated men and women in the Philippines. I am your kahabit, Father Angel Cortez from the Order of Friars Minor.
And we are the
Habits.
So welcome back to the Habits.
Hello,
Kahabit,
kapatid.
Father Angel.
How are you today?
Good.
Well, masaya tayo napanood natin yung mga kahabit natin mula sa Inter-Franciscan Youth Commission Philippines.
Di ba ikaw ang advisor niyan?
Maliit na bagay. But anyway, ito ay consortium ng iba-ibang mga youth organization under the Franciscan family. So, abangan natin sa mga susunod na episode. Baka sunod ay mula naman sa DSA o mula naman sa Dominican family o iba.
Marami.
Maganda, binibigyan din natin ng oportunidad, hindi lang yung mga consecrated men and women, kundi kahit yung mga kalakbay nilang kabataan para ipakita nila ang kanilang mga talento. At dahil dyan, gusto nating i-promote din na sila yung mga future consecrated men and women.
Exactly. Wow, parang nagpo-promote ka na ng bokasyon
Sort of. At siguro,
that's also related to our topic this week.
Yun na
Di ba? Boka Bokasyon?
Oo.
Ng ano? With Happy and Angel, of course.
Ayan. Nako, kung tatanungin mo ako ay na-excite na ako, na kinakabahan sa mapag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ungkata ng pas na ito. Ano-ano kaya ang malalaman at matututunan ng ating mga kahapit sa ating episode today?
Pero sana ay maghatid kami sa inyo ng inspirasyon na tumugon sa bokasyon. At para mas malaman pa ang religious life sa Pilipinas, check out our social media accounts. Go to facebook.com/amrsp.org and don't forget to click the like and follow buttons.
Maraming salamat din po sa patuloy na sumusuporta sa ating online media ministry on Facebook. Keep following us dahil we are on the road to 15,000 followers.
Gusto rin nating magpasalamat sa mga hindi nag-skip ng ads habang nanonood ng ating mga Facebook videos at syempre sa ating mga pinakamamahal na star senders. Thank you for almost 2,000 stars.
Help us collect 10,000 stars. You can buy stars and send them to us during the live broadcast. You can also send animated virtual gifts attached to different star amounts that will appear in our streams.
Dahil for every star that we receive, we earn $0.01 US. What are you waiting for? Click the star icon next to the chat bar to try sending stars now.
At mga kahabits, visit our YouTube channel AMRSP Media. Just like, watch, share videos, and don't forget to subscribe.
Bukod dyan, ay mapapanood na din tayo sa TV Maria every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Let's start the show with our information routine. Here is the religious reports. Leading our stories today on the religious reports. AMRSP co-treasurer passed away. The Society of the Sacred Heart Philippine District announced the passing of our co-treasurer, Sister Merasol Navidad RSCJ, Thursday, 8 April, due to complication brought about by COVID-19. Sister Sol entered the Society of the Sacred Heart in 1987, made her first professional vows in 1990, and her perpetual professional vows in 1997. Her religious education focused on the scriptures, particularly on the New Testament and the Johannine literature. This training allowed her to share her love for the scripture in classes she held for consecrated persons and lay people alike in IFRS, LST, SBST, and other schools. Sister Sol was elected as co-treasurer of the association in 2019. We extend our condolences to the RSCJ and the bereaved family of Sister Sol as we commend her soul to the mercy of God. We now move on to the reports from the Philippine Church. New book on Philippine shrines and pilgrimages theology launch. The Claretian Publications with author Brother Kendrick Ivan Panganiban, a lay Catholic theologian, launched a book titled The Role of Shrines in View of the New Evangelization, Pope Francis's Theology of Shrines and Pilgrimages Applied in the Philippine Context, via virtual ceremony Thursday, April 8, in light of the 5th centenary of Christianity in the Philippines. The book contains a first ever comprehensive documentation of the declared cathedrals, minor basilicas, national shrines, archdiocesan and diocesan shrines, and churches with spiritual bonds of affinity in the Philippines. The 302-page book is available at Claretian Publications outlets and at Lazada and Shopee.
More reports from the Philippine Church. Apostolic Nuncio led the 500th anniversary of the first Christian baptism. Archbishop Charles Brown, Apostolic Nuncio to the Philippines, led the commemoration of the country's 500th anniversary of the first Christian baptism at Plaza Sugbo in Cebu City on Wednesday, April 14, and called on Filipinos to live their baptismal calling to be missionaries, sharing the gospel message by their words and actions. Before the Mass, a reenactment of the first baptism on Philippine soil was held by performers who portrayed the first meeting between the Sugbuanos and the Spaniards and the mounting of a Christian cross, a historical symbol in the city now known as Magellan's Cross, led by the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan. The celebration was also highlighted with the baptism of 7 children from different communities in the island, and the former declaration of the Basilica of Santo Niño de Cebu, including its convent, and the pavilion of the Magellan's Cross as national cultural treasures by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Parish Community Pantries. Various cathedrals and parishes in the Manila suffragan started the community pantry initiatives in their respective ecclesial churches, inspired by the trending Maginhawa Community Pantry. Some of those churches are the Most Holy Trinity Parish in Balikbalik, Manila, with their Pantry of Blessings, the Immaculate Conception Cathedral of Cubao's Biyaya sa Ima, and the San Roque Cathedral of Caloocan Community Pantry in partnership with the Caloocan Young Leaders Initiative. Bishop Pablo Virgilio David announced the initiative during Mass for the opening of the Jubilee Door of the Cathedral on Sunday, April 18. With a bamboo cart and cardboard signs, the idea is simple. It invites people to share according to their ability and take according to their need. This is the right cardboard sign that will forever erase the shame of the cardboards hung by killers on the thousands of people that they have killed in the past few years, said Bishop David. And now here's a report from the Holy See and the Universal Church. Papal message for 58th World Day of Prayer for Vocations. His Holiness Pope Francis released a message for the 2021 World Day of Vocations, 19 March, and the Feast of St. Joseph from St. John Lateran, Rome. In the message, Pope Francis stated St. Joseph's 3 key words for each individual's vocation, and we quote, "The first is dream. If we were to ask people their life's dream, the answer, to be loved. It is love that gives meaning to life. We only have life if we give it. May He help everyone, especially young people, who are discerning to make God's dreams for them come true." The Pope also stated, we quote, "A second word marks the journey of St. Joseph and that of vocation, service. The Gospels show how Joseph lived entirely for others and never for himself. From his willingness to serve comes his concern to protect."
The Holy Father also stated, we quote, "For a vocation, like life itself, matures only through daily fidelity. Like Saint Joseph, say yes to God with their lives, through their fidelity each day. This fidelity is the secret of joy." In the end of his message, we quote, "I pray that you will experience this same joy, dear brothers and sisters, who have generously made God the dream of your lives, serving Him in your brothers and sisters, through a fidelity that bring no lasting joy. May Saint Joseph, protector of vocations, accompany you with his fatherly heart." That's it for our dose of stories from the consecrated life, the church, and the world.
Join us in our next episodes for more of
The Religious Reports.
April 25 is the World Day of Prayer for Vocations. And as we pray for more men and women to respond to the call of God to become consecrated people, dito naman sa Habits Spoken ay magiging inspiration companions kami sa inyo, mga ka-habits, as we answer your questions about vocation and consecrated life.
And hopefully, by sharing our stories with you, mga ka-habits, ay mahikayat namin kayo to consider entering the religious life. Handa ka na bang sagutin ang mga tanong ko, ka-habit Sister Happy?
Oh, may mga tanong din pala. Yes, of course.
Kung gano'n ay simulan na natin ang tanungan. Welcome to our Habit Spoken episode entitled Boka Bokasyon with Happy and Angel.
Ready? First question. Sige, bago ka pumasok sa pagkapare, kapatid, anong klaseng buhay ang meron ka? What was your college degree? Anong naging trabaho mo o mga pinagkakaabalahan mo before?
Wow, grabe yung tanong. Ang heavy. Akala ko ba introduction pa lang to?
Kanina na yung introduction, natapos na yan.
Well, I grew up in a politically inclined family. So, it seems that politics is the, ang tawag doon? Cup of tea of our family. My father is a public servant. And he served not only in the local government, but even in the national level. Then, he decided to have his own NGO against crime. So, bata pa lang ako ay serbisyo publiko talaga yung kinagisnan ko. So, akala na marami ay susunod ako sa yapak ng tatay ko. Akala nila magiging politiko ako. Akala ko din kasi there was part of my life, very active ako sa Sangguniang Kabataan. Tapos, naging, I think, little counselor or little chief of police ako ng town namin. Kasi may mga little lang gano'n, no? Tapos, naging young vice governor ako ng province ng Cavite.
Wow.
For that week. Yung parang little boys and girls week. So, akala talaga nila that I'm going to enter politics. But, I decided na hindi tumuloy, no? Parang, hindi ko nakita yung sarili ko na maging politiko. And then, course, I really wanted to be a scholar ng bayan. No? So, hindi naman ako nagtagal sa Diliman for such time kasi parang talagang meron akong calling. Kaya nag-pursue ako ng volunteer work, NGO, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Just to find myself. And then, full-time, parokya. Full-time catechist. Nagsakristan din ako. Yun yung pinakamatagal. Nag-choir din ako. Prex. Lahat na yata ng ministry sa simbahan na pasukan ko. So, siguro sabi nga nila, kulang na lang maging parish priest ako ng aming parokya. Pero, hindi ko talaga alam na God is really calling me. No? Trabaho, baliktad eh. Na-experience ko yung pagtatrabaho in the middle of my vocation journey nung lumabas ako. Kasi bago ako maging Franciscan, I am a diocesan seminarian ng Diocese of Imo sa Our Lady of the Pilar Seminary. No? Si Cardinal Chito pa yung aming...
Kaya pala,
Anong
si
kaya
Cardinal
pala?
Chito talaga, naalala ka niya. Naalala ko rin yun sa PCNE.
Oo. Ayun. Tapos, ano pa? Marami kasing twist yung bokasyon siguro sa ibang tanong mo. No? Pero, nakilala ko si San Francisco dahil sa mga Franciscan Missionaries of Mary. So, yun yung connect. Parang sila yung nagbibigay ng information sa parish namin. Tapos, that time, wala pa akong idea sino si St. Francis. Ang alam ko lang, magpapari ako, pumasok ako ng Diocesan Seminary. Then, hindi pa klaro sa akin kung ano yung motivations ko. I went out, tapos saka lang ako nagtrabaho, nag-call center ako, nagturo ako, admin work ako. Marami akong pinasok na work. Then, finally, I decided to re-enter. Tapos yun na, tuloy-tuloy na siya. Eh, ikaw naman, bakit ako lang yung sumasagot? Dapat ikaw rin.
Yes. Ako, ano ba? Basta naalala ko lang kasi in my vocation story talaga when I was in kinder. Kinder ako.
Kinder?
Oh, syempre. Nung kinder ako, shout out sa mga Sisters of St. Paul. Nung kinder ako, yung teacher ko, madre. Tapos naalala ko lang, paglaki ko, gusto kong maging, gusto kong maging ganyan din. Basta we sneak out with my friends, parang tinitingnan namin, pupunta kami sa chapel, tinitingnan namin kung anong ginagawa ng mga madre. Tapos syempre lumaki ako, nagbebelo ako na yung ginagamit ko yung
Good
kumot.
morning towel.
Hindi, kumot naman. Tapos, pero syempre lumaki ako with that desire. Although I live also my life as a child, as a teenager. Pero yung palaging pag may nagtatanong sa akin, anong ambition mo? And I would always respond, I would always answer them na gusto kong maging madre. Siyempre, gusto ko rin maging engineer, gusto ko rin maging, ano pa ba yan? Lawyer, ang dami kong mga dreams. Pero, lahat na yun, parang, what is your priority? Gusto kong maging madre. Yun talaga. So, when I was already in college, I took BS Accountancy at that time. Pero that was already the time na active din. Siyempre, since high school naman, active ako sa parish. Pero sa college kasi, in the campus ministry, I was also active doon sa campus ministry. Tapos maraming mga madre, mga pare, they come to the campus to promote vocations. So, marami akong mga congregations na nakilala. At doon, in that campus, andun yung mga OFM. Siyempre. Pero nung nakilala ko na yung Daughters of St. Anne, I heard about them, tapos pinuntahan ko sila doon sa community nila. My first impression, kasi yung simplicity ng buhay, naisip ko, tapos sinabi ko rin sa sarili ko, this is the life that I want to live. So yun na yun. Tapos syempre yung OFM na yun, sinulatan ko, Kuya, magmamadre ako. Tapos tanong niya, ganitong congregation? Sabi niya, ay, hindi ko yan kilalang congregation na yan. Binigyan niya ako ng listahan ng mga Franciscan congregations. O, di ba? Siyempre, Franciscan siya. But really, my heart belongs to the Daughters of Saint Anne. Parang that was really, that attraction, that impression remained in me until now. So yun po.
Wow. Grabe pala, no? At least may relation ka pa rin sa mga OFM.
Yes, syempre, ang yung founders din namin is Third Order Franciscan.
Anyway, sige, proceed na tayo sa next question.
Ano yon?
Recalling your younger years as a student or teenager, did you already have a calling to enter the religious life? What or who made you enter the consecrated life?
Ayan, parang nasabi ko na yata yan. Pero syempre, in my high school din pala, yung directors ng school namin, Daughters of Charity. O, di ba? Iba ng congregation na naman. And really, she's our director in the school, pero she's so kind. Parang pag may problema kami with our teachers, parang pupunta lang kami dun sa kanya, and parang gusto lang namin siyang kausapin. And that also gave me an impression na the sisters are those who guide the youth. And really, I was guided by that sister. Si Sister Milagros, ano ba yun? Sister Milagros Gregorio, nasa Bicol. Ang alam ko, nasa Bicol siya. Hindi pa kami nagkita hanggang ngayon. But really, I owe the nourishment of my vocation story through her.
Wow.
I was guided. O, di ba? Ikaw?
Ako kasi, talagang my first catechist is my mom.
Okay.
No? Talagang lumaki ako na yung 6 o'clock na sa bahay ka na, tapos magdadasal kayo ng rosaryo, no? Naabutan ko pa yung...
I had also that experience.
Naabutan ko pa yon. Although, hindi naman ako puwersa ng nanay ko magpari.
Okay.
Siguro, she's really there praying behind the scenes. No? Pero, along the way, yung trabaho sa parokya talagang boosted me to really find myself in this life. Tapos, yun na nga, ang irony, I graduated from a Montessori school run by a born-again Christian community. So, siguro ayoko lang talaga mag-aral sa parochial school namin noon kasi iba rin talaga daw pag-graduate ka ng Montessori school, di ba? So, kaya talaga ako nagstay. But other reason is, binigyan kasi ako ng chance ng school. Parang lahat ng personality development, name it, quiz bee, competitions, parang talagang binigay nila full support financially, morally. So I decided to stay with one condition.
Scholarship.
Not only scholarship kasi given na yun. Consistent scholar naman ako from elementary to high school. Yung hindi nila ako pipilitin mag-born again.
Okay.
Kasi para sa akin, ay non-negotiable yung aking pananampalataya. And you know what? During my first mass, nandun yung principal namin, pastora yun. Umalis lang siya nung consecration na kasi syempre respect na rin sa ating faith. Pero alam na yan na non-negotiable ang faith, ang religion sa akin. And later, siguro yun nga, shout out kay Sister Grace Cañeda, FMM, no? Ngayon ay she's in her way to recovery, no? Nawala na rin siya sa leadership kasi nga inatake siya sa puso. Pero siya talaga yung nag-guide sa akin. Actually, binantaan niya ako. Sabi niya, sige, mag-Franciscan ka. Tapos, ano napili mo? Sabi ko, OFM. Tapos sabi niya, bantay ka ha, nag-OFM ka. So parang, pinag-OFM niya ako, pero may halong pagbabanta. Pero, very instrumental. I remember her letter, writing yung stanza ng Desiderata. Go placidly amidst the noise and haze. Mahaba. And in the end, meron siyang gift sa akin na Tao Cross, I think coming from Assisi, na may nakalagay na, this is my wish for you forever. Peace and all good.
Wow.
Tanda ko pa, diba? Ayun.
So you see in this, na-realize, although, ang daming gumabay sa atin. I mean, in that journey, in that discernment, may mga tao na ginamit ang Diyos para talagang makita natin ang sarili natin at saka mapakinggan natin yung tawag ng Diyos, di ba? Hindi pa yan conclusion, ha? Sa mga kahabit, sihinga muna kami ni Father Angel dahil hindi pa dyan nagtatapos ang ating tanungan at magbabalik tanaw. More questions will be asked right after the quick break.
Only here in your weekly information and inspiration companion, This is
The Habits. Doon ko rin na-realize that really God has led me into this community. And this is really my home. Kahit nga nung nasa mission na ako, binabalik-balikan ko yan. Kasi syempre, there were moments in my life na nagka-crisis, pero pagbalikan ko yung experience na yon, that would always confirm me na this is my home.
Wow.
I am at home.
Para defender los derechos humanos fundamentales hace falta coraje y determinación. Me refiero a oponerse activamente a la pobreza, a la desigualdad, a la falta de trabajo, de tierra, de vivienda, de derechos sociales y laborales. Piensen que muchas veces los derechos humanos fundamentales no son iguales para todos. Hay gente de primera, de segunda, de tercera y de descarte. No, tienen que ser iguales para todos. Y en algunos lugares, defender la dignidad de las personas puede significar la presión, incluso sin juicio, puede significar la calumnia. Cada ser humano tiene derecho a desarrollarse integralmente y ese derecho básico no puede ser negado por ningún país. Recemos para que aquellos que arriesgan sus vidas luchando por los derechos fundamentales en dictaduras, en regímenes autoritarios e incluso en democracias en crisis, para que vean que su sacrificio y su trabajo dé fruto abundante.
And we're back here in the Habits. Let's continue our Boka Bokasyon with Happy and Angel. So proceed na tayo sa next question, Kahabit Father Angel. How did you learn about the Franciscan order? What made you say, I found my home in your congregation now?
Wow. Napakaganda ng tanong. Ano?
Yes.
Well, I mentioned kanina, no, through FMMs, particularly kay Sister Grace. Pero along the way, when I was in OLAS, yun yung seminaryo namin, Our Lady of the Angels Seminary, lalo ko pang nakilala si Saint Francis, yung kanyang radical gospel life of poverty and yung pagmamahal niya sa creation. No? Pero other than that, hindi ko alam na talagang na-imbibe ko na yung spirituality kasi sabi nga, if you really want to see yourself in that particular charism, dapat makita mo you embracing it. So after ng 4th year, siguro alam mo naman yung buhay natin, nagkaka-crisis din tayo. So I decided to go out. Tapos parang my parents sent me to Rome for World Youth Day. Kasi ang World Youth Day from one country.
That was year 2000.
Hindi ko na matandaan.
Yes, I remember it so well.
Oo, tapos, that's in Rome. Tapos, syempre, every World Youth Day may mga vocation booth. Yun. So, nakilala ko yung isang congregation, yung Franciscan Friars of the Atonement. Franciscan pa din. Na sinusulatan yung isang brother namin na pumunta na ng Spain. Lumabas na, lumipat ng Archdiocese of Barcelona. So, when I wrote them a letter na wala na nga yun, hindi ko alam na makikita ko sila sa World Youth Day. Tapos, siguro, naging interesado sila kasi nga, coming from a seminary. Sila naging interesado. So, yun, I also tried. No? I stayed in Italy for some years. Then, malapit na akong mag-profession. Imagine, nag-novitiate ako sa mismong Assisi.
Wow.
Yun. Kaya lang, sabi sa'yo, may mga twist na naman.
Yan na nga eh.
Bago ako mag-first profession, syempre, teritoryo to ng mga Franciscan. Every time na makikita ko tong habit na to, there's something in myself na nagsasabing, I want to become a friar minor. So, nung talagang confused ako, kasi I have choice naman to stay, to enter the Serapic province or Roman province. I decided to go home kasi parang restless na rin ako na hindi ko makita yung sarili ko. Tapos ayun nga, I work. Tapos parang lumayo na ako sa simbahan just to verify kung meron talaga ako sa ganitong buhay. Then finally, it was a Good Friday when Father Andrew, a very good friend of mine, asked me, balik ka na, wala ka namang problema eh. After he asked me that question, bumalik na naman yung parang first step na sleepless nights. Sa aming mga Franciscan, yun yung the dream.
Akala ko yung mga sleepless nights pag na-in love ka.
May part naman, pero pag vocation yung pinag-uusapan.
Okay.
Para bang gusto ko na rin mag-settle kasi tumatanda na tayo eh.
Ganun.
Parang kung sa buhay pa, kapag nag-25 ka na tapos walang direksyon yung buhay mo, parang kailangan mo na rin magising sa katotohanan. So finally, when I decided to re-enter the OFMs here in the Philippines, I said, this is not just what I want, but this is what I need to find the meaning of myself with this community. Parang yun nga, yung question, no? Parang I found my home as an OFM.
Wow.
Ikaw naman.
Parang nadala na ako doon. I mean, it's inspiring. Pero it's at this time kasi I'm preparing for my celebration of 25 years.
Congratulations.
As consecrated. So,
Sana all.
Parang binabalik-balikan ko rin yung, ano nga ba yung origin of the call? Or how did it start? Siyempre, I told you I was active in the campus ministry nung nag-college ako. At that time, yung mga congregations na mga nakilala ko, there were two particular congregations that I was attracted to. Pero sa kanila, dapat daw college graduate. Medyo na-discourage ako doon kasi nga, namili sila. Parang ganon. Pero I was just so eager to enter. So nung makilala ko na yung Daughters of Saint Anne, sabi, pwede namang hindi college graduate, okay lang. Parang, yes, gusto ko ito. Hindi sila namimili ng mga young people. So it was that was the attraction. Pero at the same time nung bumisita nga ako sa community nila, nakita ko yung mga madre nagwawalis sa bakuran. Eh ako, tamad na tamad akong magwalis. Pero, and they were foreigners. Lahat sila Peruvians. So naisip ko yon, what? These foreigners come to the Philippines just to sweep on the ground? Parang napakababa naman ng gawain na yon sa isip ko. Pero you see, they did those chores willingly, happily, simply. That was the attraction. And syempre, nakasama din ako dun sa apostolate na nagbisita ng may sakit dun sa bahay. And the way also how that sister, na nurse din siya by profession, took care of that that old man. So those attractions, the simplicity of life, the way how they cared, they served, parang that was already imprinted in my heart that I want to become like them. I want to serve like them. I want to live my life like them.
Wow.
So yun.
Sabi mo yung dulo, and I found home.
And I found home. Siyempre, along the process of the formation, dun ko rin na-realize that really God has led me into this community. And this is really my home. Kahit na nung nasa mission na ako, binabalik-balikan ko yan. Kasi syempre, there were moments in my life na nagka-crisis, pero pagbalikan ko yung experience na yon, that would always confirm me na this is my home.
Wow.
I am at home. Ayun.
Susunod na tanong.
Ato, ganun.
What were the challenges you faced as a religious?
Ayan na. Yung mga challenges. Siyempre, in the formation talaga yung challenge is knowing myself and deepening my relationship with God. Also to face my woundedness. Those were the first challenges. And then, nung na-in-love ako when I was first year novice.
Wow, sino to?
Secret. Na-in-love ako. It was that was my question. Lord, do you really call me to this religion? Siyempre, I was so idealistic. Akala ko pag magbumadre ka, wala na yung mga in-love. Oo. Pero first year novice ako, na-in-love ako. And I was really questioning my vocation at that time. Salamat naman sa novice formator ko na very open, at saka she really guided me on how to face this reality in life. Kaya the other experiences of falling in love, marami yan, I was no longer doubting on my vocation. They were just part of my growing up. They were just part of my humanity. Na I am alive and I am human, di ba? Pero really, the challenges as I go on in life is the community, the relationship with one another. Yung sa apostolate, yung sa mission, apostolate ministries, yeah, there are difficulties, pero when I am in good relation with my community, with my sisters in my community, parang madali na lang yung trabaho sa labas, yung apostolate, yung ministry. The very basic is yung relationship sa community. So these are actually my challenges. Kasi iba't ibang personality, iba't ibang woundedness, iba't ibang characters, behaviors, attitudes. At ang hirap, ako pa naman, I am afraid of conflict. But little by little also, I learned to live or to manage conflict. And really, that's the great challenge for me as of now. Ikaw, kapatid?
Wow, grabe, no? Challenges, parang araw-araw meron naman talagang challenges.
Yes.
Pero I agree with you. Sabi nga sa philosophy, di ba? The greatest enemy of oneself is ourselves. Talaga, inuubo ako dun sa sagot ko. Ang hirap talaga kalabanin ng sarili kasi parang ginusto mo tong buhay na to pero maraming pang gustong gawin yung sarili mo. And every day, you are discovering something na pwedeng magpalago sa'yo o magpabagsak sa'yo. Pero pag naka-move on ka na, na-surpass mo na yung challenge sa sarili mo, although everyday yun. Siyempre yung community life, talagang makulay yan. Makulay ang buhay. Kasi para bang nagkaroon ka ng mga kapatid na galing sa iba't ibang nanay, pero magkakapatid kayo. And yung beauty of acceptance, na kahit sino siya, ano man yung nangyari sa kanya, ay kapatid mo, di ba? And syempre, titimbangin mo din how are you dealing it with them, no? Yung mga ganon. Tapos yung pang-araw-araw nating problema, akala nyo ba mga kahabits, yung problema nyo, hindi rin namin pinuproblema. Problema din namin yun. We're facing our emotions, our aspirations, no? But at the end of the day, I am clarified and it's clear with me that I really wanted to become a friar minor until the last breath of my life.
Ako also, I also say, parang sinasabi ko rin yan sa sarili ko, that really I am a daughter of Saint Anne. And thank God that I am a daughter of Saint Anne. Parang, ang ano din kasi, if I will have a second life, para di ba may mga tanong na mga ganun, if I will have a second life, how will I want to be? Or how would I want my life to be? Gusto ko rin, daughter of Saint Anne pa rin ako. I cannot think of other kind of life or other lifestyle than the daughter of Saint Anne.
Tapos siguro, sa ministry kasi, marami namang challenge like yung ministry natin dito sa AMRSP, no? Yung advocacies, no? Lalo na kung talagang yung buhay mo yung nakataya. Ako, yun yung isa sa pinakamalaking challenge na hinarap ko dito. Na you can speak in behalf of the poor people that we are serving with this ministry. And then afterwards, alam mo na may nagbabanta o may mga tao na talagang galit na galit sa'yo. Tapos, syempre, sabi nga, when you speak about the truth, marami ka talagang tatamaan.
Yes.
Isa yun sa pinakamalaking hamon na hinarap ko dito. Kasi, yung human relations, madali yun eh. Knowing and understanding people behind you. Lalo na kung parehas kayo ng mithiin. Pero paano kung yung mga taong iba yung pananaw? Medyo mahirap din. Tapos, syempre, yung pakikinig din sa kwento ng iba-ibang mga klase ng paniniil at pagpapahirap, lalo na sa mga kapatid natin na namatayan dahil sa EJK, yung mga kapatid nating nawalan ng trabaho, yung mga kapatid nating magsasaka. Ako, para sa akin, kasama yun eh, sa struggle na hinaharap natin. Bakit natawa ka?
Hindi, naisip ko lang nung I was 11 years, di ba, sa Indonesia as missionary. Ibang kultura. Before going to Indonesia, I was already so active in the parish. Tapos pagdating ko doon, parang wala akong alam. Ganon, parang hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. Kasi the very basic is yung language. And then also to enter into their how can I say, ambience. Parang really start from scratch. Na nung dito, parang nung I was in Mindanao, so I was in the pastoral youth ministry, sa community, ang mga activities sa community. Nung pagpunta ko sa mission outside of the Philippines, parang may alam pa ba ako sa buhay? Parang naisip ko yung gano'n. So it was also challenging for me. Pero really, basically, it was the community. The relationship in the community has also strengthened me. And there were also actually challenges. Pero talagang ang hirap, those challenges, those difficulties outside, kaya kong matugunan. I mean, I was able to overcome it because also of the strength that I have, syempre, in prayers and also in the community relationship.
I agree with you, no? Ako din, when I was in Sri Lanka, before my solemn vows, talagang una, iba yung kultura, pagkain, tapos matatakot ka din kasi magkaiba kayo ng lens sa pagtingin sa mga bagay-bagay. Pero nonetheless, after mong matutunan yun, kasi you have to unload din yung mga meron ka. So there will be a space for new learnings. So, nag-struggle pero masaya. No? Parang ako, yung sense of mission na naramdaman ko talaga when I was in Sri Lanka. Siyempre, hindi lang naman dapat struggle yung pag-usapan natin. Ano naman yung yung pinaka-memorable na karanasan mo bilang isang daughter of Saint Anne?
So, yung nakikita ko yung sarili ko, I mean, the happiness that I experience, it's parang naging reward na rin yun. yung how I integrate myself or ano yung naging response ng mga tao sa akin. Those I serve, those whom I, paano ba yun sasabihin? Yung mga pinagsilbihan ko. I mean, with those I'm serving. Tama ba yun sa English? Bahala na yun. Basta yun na yun. Basta yung mga kasama ko sa serbisyo. Usually, I was always in the pastoral ministry. Nakita ko yung lumago sila. Nakita ko rin yung sarili ko na lumago kasama nila. And that's very rewarding. And that's really a great, kasi like for example sa Indonesia, 11 years ako doon. To syempre, hanggang ngayon, nandun pa rin yung magandang relasyon, nandun pa rin yung communication na pag mag-greet sila, when I greet them or they greet me, andun pa rin yung bonding na ganun katagal na pinagsamahan namin. That's my happiness. Pero syempre din sa community na nung mga nakikita, yung mga kasama kong mga madre ngayon na I knew them when they were still aspirants or when they were still youth in the parish na ngayon mga madre na kasama ko na sa community, that's also very rewarding for me. And that really gives me much joy.
Wow.
Much, ha?
Ako kasi every significant event memorable. Like I remember dahil iyakin ako, so first profession talagang parang high na high ako kasi syempre after ng formation years mo, no, biglang yung pinapangarap mong buhay ay pagkakaloob sa'yo. Tapos solemn profession kasi that's the road to forever. Parang
So my forever talaga.
totoo, may forever. Nasa sayo lang naman yan kung ayaw mo.
Okay.
So, again, naramdaman ko rin na talagang memorable yun. And of course, may ordination. Yung realization ko nga, ang Diyos pala pag tumawag kahit anong pinanggalingan mo. Kahit sino ka pa, anong nakaraan mo, hindi yun importante. Ang importante, yung pinunla ng Diyos na bukasyon sa puso mo.
Yes.
Na kapag inani mo, ay paparamdam ng Diyos yung pagpapala. Sobra-sobra pa.
Of course, that seed of vocation, tumubo yun, it grows up. Kasi nga, the soil in your heart, in your being, syempre ganun siya ka-fertile, di ba?
Tapos, itong AMRSP experience. Kasi not everybody ay binibigyan ng pagkakataon to serve sa...
Magti 3 years na tayo. Ay, ikaw 3
3
years
years
na.
na ako. Oo, talagang
It's
makulay
time.
kasi yung buhay dito eh. Parang
Yes.
iba rin talaga pag pinaglilingkuran mo yung mga kapwa mo, consecrated men and women. Yun nga lang, syempre, sabi nga wala namang permanente sa mundo.
Ganun. May forever pero walang permanente.
Oo. So, that's why I can say that my AMRSP experience is really a significant point of my vocation.
Ay, ano to, pamamaalam?
Ay, wala akong sinabi wala akong sinabi. Anyway, next question.
Yes. Yes, ito naman. Gusto nila malaman, what are your inspirations to continue your vocation in your apostolate and in your faith?
Wow, pang beauty contest
Yes,
yung tanong. I believe. Siguro, syempre una yung family ko, no? In every religious, consecrated men, women, or priest, there is a family praying for you. And wala akong pwedeng masukli doon, kundi pagdadasal din na lagi silang okay, na kahit malayo ako, they are in good situation, and I always pray for them because they are my inspiration. Pangalawa, syempre yung community. Yung pagpapala ng Diyos na kaya mo palang mamuhay kasama ng iba-ibang klase ng tao. And looking at na meron din silang ibibigay katulad mo para sa community. Pero walang perpektong komunidad, no. Ma-challenge ka man, pero inspirasyon mo pa rin sila, lalo na yung mga thunders. Shout out po sa mga nasa infirmary. Yung mga brothers namin na talagang yung wisdom ay hindi mo matatawaran. So, inspirasyon talaga sila. At ako sa journey ko, parang very seldom, no? Siyempre, mga particular formators na talagang nakilakbay sa'yo. Pero, to mention one, Dexter is one of them na talagang I consider as an inspiration kasi iba rin talaga yung witnessing niya sa buhay. So until now, even though he left me, he left us, he serves as an inspiration sa akin na meron akong brother in heaven praying for me na magpakabait ako o kaya baka meron akong mga ginagawa na hindi dapat. And then of course, the people that we are serving, no, the least, the lost, the last. Kasi sila talaga yung reason bakit pinurso ko tong buhay na to. And sabi ko nga dati, kung walang mag-aalaga sa kanila, walang magbibigay ng panahon sa kanila, walang mga taong magmamahal sa kanila, sino na lang. Yan.
Wow. Sa akin naman yung inspiration ko, syempre, also my family. I mean, my siblings and their families. Syempre, my relatives, my cousins, kasi close din kami ng mga cousins ko. At the same time, yung mga tao din na those that I'm serving with, inspiration ko rin. Kayo. Really, you are also my inspiration. At kagaya mo, yung mga madre namin na they already lived their, I mean, they are already in the infirmary kasi sa amin, we call it house of prayer, casa de preghiera.
Kasi wala na silang gagawin magdasal.
Yes. And they are so inspiring. Kasi nga, although looking at us, sila din, they see hope in us. Pero looking at them, I also see that inspiration in them. Parang nakita ko kasi yung sarili ko na nakayanan nila, they're able to live that active life, and they're so joyful. Although marami sa kanila, they're so joyful and contented in their life now. Parang they were able to do it. Ako rin, kaya ko rin to. Nakayanan din nga nila. At the same time, this time kasi, in these days, in these weeks, nagbabasa din kasi ako. We are studying, nagbabasa rin ako ng mga letters of our foundress, yung mga letters din ng mga first sisters namin to our foundress. Parang napaka-inspiring din yun din yung mga letters nila on how they really give their life totally for God, for Jesus. Parang lahat, parang wala na silang ibang iniisip kundi for God, for our brothers and sisters, for the community. Yes, life is possible. Naisip ko rin nga actually it's the word from my kabatch ko rin, na sabi niya, Jesus is so generous to our foundress. And I think it's the same Jesus who is also generous to us. Kaya lang, how do we respond? Do we also respond generously? Our founder says the saints, they respond to God generously. Not because God is more generous to them, but you see, it depends on us. On how also are we, how generous are we in our response to God.
Wow.
Conclusion na ba yun?
Hindi pa. Ito na yung conclusion.
Okay.
So, last words for our kahabits or having desire to enter the religious life, or to anyone who faces difficulties in answering God's call for them to become consecrated persons.
Ano ba yun? Yun lang. Ay, sinasabi ko na. The generosity of God is not different to the saints and our founders and foundresses. It's the same generosity to us. Pero depende yun on how generous are we in our response to God.
Wow.
Tama ba yung pagka-English na yan? Basta.
Malaking part din yan ng Fratelli Tutti, yung gratuitousness. Yung marunong tayo magpasalamat. Hindi lamang sa Diyos, kundi yung daluyan ng biyaya ng Diyos. At yung daluyan ng bokasyon na meron tayo ngayon. Ako naman, I remember Pope John Paul II nung nag-assume siya ng papacy. No? Tumatak talaga sa akin yun nung nire-review ko yung video nung lumabas siya doon sa balkonahe. Sinabing, habemus, papam, ano ba siya? Sabi niya, non abbiate paura. Do not be afraid. Kasi kapag natakot tayo to take the risk, pag natakot tayo not to answer God's call, hindi natin matutupad yung plano ng Diyos para sa atin. Hindi natin matutupad yung desire natin. No? So anumang klase ng buhay, anumang bokasyon, pagpapare, pagmamadre, pag-aasawa man yan o pagmamatandang binata at dalaga, palaging merong risk, no? Palaging merong ups and downs. Ang importante, hindi tayo natatakot tumugon sa Diyos. Katulad ng ginawa ng mga alagad. Katulad ng ginawang halimbawa ni Jesus sa paglakad niya sa ilog. No? Katulad ng pagtanggap niya sa plano ng Diyos para sa atin. And walang ibang pinakamagandang halimbawa kundi si Jesus. Kaya nga, I don't know if I mention it here in our show, pero sa akin talagang ultimate symbol ng bokasyon ko yung cross. Because when I look at the cross, I see two letters. The letter T, which is the cross, and yung Y, yung katawan ni Jesus. It is Jesus saying thank you for allowing me to fulfill God's plan. And ganun din ako. I am very thankful for Jesus. Only Jesus, always Jesus, everywhere Jesus, and my future is Jesus.
Wow. Hashtag ba yun? Really. May naalala din ako I mean, para din sa akin, yung grasya ng Panginoon andyan palagi. I mean, that's also, can I say, sign of vocation na, kasi God is calling me to be a daughter of Saint Anne. Sa lahat ng mga challenges, sa lahat ng mga difficulties, His grace, His intervention, His providence always arrive at that particular time na kailangan ko. So when I recognize the grace of God, then I also affirm, I feel also affirmed and confirmed that God is calling me. So His grace is always there.
Kakanta na ba tayo ng Amazing Grace? Anyway, bago natin tapusin ang lahat ng mga katanungan, pagkakataon natin ito, no, baka pagalitan tayo ng mga vocation director and directress natin. So para sa mga gusto mag-OFM, pumunta lang po kayo sa OFM Franciscan Philippines or OFM Vocation, Franciscan Communication, at makipag-ugnayan po kayo kay Father Joan Pader OFM. Siya rin ang aming provincial secretary. At ongoing po ang aming online testing. Imagine, online testing. At online orientation para sa mga incoming aspirants.
Wow.
Ikaw naman.
Simple lang naman yan sa amin. I mean, we have also anong tawag dito? Sa Facebook page, Daughters of Saint Anne. So, hanapin nyo lang po, Daughters of Saint Anne.
Ayan. At kung meron po kayong ibang napupuso ang mga kongregasyon.
Yes, of course.
Actually, gamitin nyo lang yung hashtag Vocation Philippines or hashtag Vocation. Marami kayong mga congregation makikita.
Yes.
Or, AMRSP can assist you. Mag-message lang po kayo. And kung meron kayong mga query, ay pipilitin namin at pagsusumikapan namin makatugon sa inyo. Ayan. So
di ba may dapat sabihin tayo? Ano nga yan? I am Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of Saint Anne.
And I am Father Angel Cortez of the Order of Friars Minor. And we have it spoken. Kahabit, Sister Happy, kamusta sa pakiramdam na mag-share tungkol sa iyong bokasyon?
I am inspired by your story. Pero at the same time, I am inspired also by my own story. Yung inspiration ko kasi, yung grasya ng Panginoon. At the same time, it gave me an opportunity to review my life. At the same, parang nakita ko rin yung kamay ng Panginoon in my story.
Wow.
Yes.
Ang lalim ng iyong realization. Ako, tama naman yun. Every time I listen to other people's vocation story, and of course, remembering my own vocation story, ay lalo pa akong pinakikilig ng Diyos para lalo akong magsinop na tumugon sa panawagan niya.
O diba? Remember your first love. Diba yun naman palaging sinasabi. So, recalling our first love, recalling our story, and retelling it, really, it's inspiring.
Yes. At dahil dyan, mga kahabits, Kayo naman, we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. For comments and topic suggestion, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/amrsp.org. And while you're there sa aming page, like and follow na para updated ka. At kahabits, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, AMRSP Media, where you can also catch our amazing contents. Konting-konti na lang at malapit na tayong mag 1,000 subscribers mark.
Sundan niyo rin kami sa TV Maria Free Channel every Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with replays every Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Kaya mga kahabits, keep supporting us and let us stay connected. Again, thank you very much for chatting with us here in Habits Spoken. Next week, join us again as we explore consecrated life, the church, the world, and the society. This has been your kahabit, Sister Happy Montecillo of the Daughters of St. Anne.
See you in our next episode. I am your kahabit, Father Angel Cortez of the Order of Friars Minor, signing off from your weekly inspiration and information companion. We have been The Habits.